for me and for 12 million black Americans, a goal towards which our nation is marching. It is a dream and an ideal in which ultimate realization we have a deep and abiding faith. For me, it is based on Christianity, in which I confidently entrust our destiny as people. Under God's guidance in the great democracy, we are rising out of the darkness of slavery into the light of freedom. Here, my race has been afforded the opportunity to advance from a people 80% illiterate to people 80% literate, from abject poverty to the ownership and operations of million farms and 7,500,000 homes, from total disenfranchisement to participation in government, from the status of chattels to recognition to contributors in the American culture. As we have been extended a measurement of democracy, we have brought to the nation rich gifts. We have helped to build America with our labor, strengthened it with our faith, and enriched it with our song. We have given you Paul Laurence Dunbar, Booker T. Washington, Marian Anderson, and George Washington Carver. But even these are only the first fruit of the first harvest, which we have helped with. New and wider fields are opened to us. The democratic doors of opportunity have not been opened wide to Negroes. In the Deep South, Negroes' youth is offered only 1/15 of the educational opportunity of the average American child. The great masses of the Negro workers are depressed and unprotected in health levels, agriculture, and domestic services, while the black workers in industrial are barred from certain unions and generally assigned to the more laborious and poorly paid work. Their housing and living conditions are sordid and unhealthy. These lives are too often in terror of the lynch mobs, are deprived too often of the constitutional rights of the suffrage, and we are humiliated too often by the denial of civil liberties. We do not believe that justice and common decency will allow these conditions to continue. Our faith envisions a fundamental change as mutual respect and understanding between our races come in the path of spiritual awakening. Certainly, there have been times when we may have delayed the mutual understanding by being slow to assume a fuller share of our national responsibility because of the denial of equality. And yet, we have always been loyal when the ideas of American democracy have been attacked. We have been given our blood in the defense from Cyprus attacks on Boston's Commons to the battlefields of France. We have fought for democratic principles of equality under the law, equal opportunities, equality at the ballot box, for the guarantees of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We have fought to preserve our nation, conceived in liberty, and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equally. Yes, we have fought with America, with all her imperfections, not so much what she is, but what she can be. Perhaps the greatest battle is before us, the fight for a new America, fearless, free, united, morally rearmed, in which 12 million Negroes, shoulder to shoulder with their fellow Americans, will strive that this nation under God will have a new birth of freedom. And the government of the people, for the people, and by the people, shall not perish from the earth. This dream, this idea, this aspiration, this is what America means to me.